Imagine, for just a moment, that the world around you simply stopped. Not paused, not slowed down, but utterly, completely frozen. What if, in an instant, time itself ceased to flow? What would that even mean? And what unseen, terrifying consequences would unfold in a world where the clock no longer ticked? We live our lives by time. It dictates our schedules, our growth, the very rhythm of the universe. From the smallest atomic vibration to the grand cosmic dance of galaxies, everything is in motion, propelled forward by the relentless march of seconds, minutes, and years. But what if that fundamental force, that invisible current, suddenly vanished? Not just for a moment, but indefinitely. For the sake of this thought experiment, let's assume you are the anomaly. You remain untouched by this universal pause. You can still move, think, and observe. Everyone and everything else? Frozen. A perfect, silent tableau of the last moment before time's demise. This isn't just a superpower. It's an invitation to a world of impossible physics and profound isolation. Your first instinct might be to explore, to marvel at the stillness. But the reality of a truly stopped time is far more complex and far more dangerous than a mere pause button. Let's break down the immediate, shocking consequences. First, light. Light travels at an incredible speed, but it still travels. If time stops, so does the movement of photons. The light particles that were already in motion would be frozen in place. This means any light that was heading towards your eyes at the moment of the freeze would reach you, and then nothing. You would be plunged into immediate, absolute darkness. The world would become a black void, illuminated only by the light already trapped within your retinas. You would be blind. Next, sound. Sound is created by vibrations, by air molecules bumping into each other. If time stops, these vibrations cease. The air molecules are frozen. Any sound waves already propagating would be instantly halted. The last sound you heard would echo in your mind for a split second, then absolute silence. A silence so profound, it would be deafening. And what about movement? You can move, but the air around you is frozen. Every single air molecule is suspended in place. To take a step, you would have to push through a solid wall of frozen air. It would be like trying to swim through concrete. The sheer force required to displace these frozen particles would be immense, perhaps impossible without catastrophic consequences for your own body. Even a simple breath would be an insurmountable challenge. Heat, energy, chemical reactions, all depend on the movement of particles. A frozen flame would emit no heat. A frozen sun would provide no warmth. The universe would rapidly approach absolute zero. Your own body, still functioning, would be radiating heat into an environment that cannot absorb it, leading to rapid, fatal hypothermia. Survival, even for you, would be a fleeting illusion. The core of this paradox lies in our understanding of time itself. In physics, time is often described as the fourth dimension, inextricably linked with space in a concept called spacetime. Events unfold within this spacetime continuum. If time truly stopped, it wouldn't just be a pause, it would be the cessation of all events, all change, all motion. Some physicists argue that time isn't a fundamental entity that can simply be stopped or started like a machine. Instead, it's an emergent property of the universe, a measure of change. If there's no change, there's no time. Julian Barber, a theoretical physicist, famously suggested that time is merely an illusion, a construct arising from the arrangement of matter in the universe. He posits that if nothing happened, if nothing changed, then time would effectively stop. From this perspective, a universe where time has stopped is a universe where all motion, all interaction, all causality has ceased. It's not just that things aren't moving, it's that the very potential for movement, for interaction, for anything to happen, has been extinguished. This isn't a temporary inconvenience, it's an existential crisis for reality itself. Philosophically, the concept of time stopping challenges our very perception of existence. If change is impossible, then cause and effect break down. Memory, anticipation, and even identity become meaningless. Our consciousness, which relies on a continuous flow of experience, would be shattered. Would you even be able to think if your thoughts couldn't progress from one to the next? The very act of observation, of processing information, requires time. You, the moving observer, would be an impossible paradox in a frozen universe. Consider the implications for information. Information, at its most basic, is a difference that makes a difference. It requires a state to change from one form to another. In a timeless state, No information can be created, destroyed, or even transmitted. The universe would be a static, meaningless snapshot, devoid of any narrative or progression. It would be the ultimate silence, the ultimate darkness, the ultimate void, not because things are absent, but because they are eternally present in a single, unchanging moment. So what if time stopped? The scientific answer points to a universe where light, sound, heat, and all motion would cease, rendering it a dark, silent, and ultimately uninhabitable void. The philosophical answer suggests a breakdown of causality, consciousness, and meaning itself. It's a scenario that doesn't just halt progress. It annihilates the very conditions for existence as we understand it. But perhaps the most profound consequence isn't the physical destruction, but the utter isolation. To be the sole moving entity in a frozen cosmos, to witness the universe as a perpetual still life, unable to interact, unable to communicate, unable to change anything, that is a loneliness beyond comprehension. It's a reminder of how deeply intertwined we are with the flow of time, how dependent our reality is on its ceaseless motion. So, the next time you feel time slipping away, or wish you could just press pause, remember the unseen consequences. Perhaps the greatest gift of time isn't its endless duration, but its relentless, beautiful, and terrifying capacity for change. What do you think would be the most terrifying aspect of a world where time stopped? Let me know in the comments below.